VFX. What is it? Well, VFX stands for visual effects and is an art form that filmmakers and studios have been employing for years. But what is it really? To figure that out, we need to go back a bit. This here is a very old example of what VFX was back in the Charlie Chaplin era, and here we see what would appear to be a very daring stunt performed by Chaplin himself. However, this is all smoke and mirrors, as is all VFX. This particular shot uses some perspective trickery known as matte painting. The far drop you see behind him isn't even there behind him. It is a painting, painted onto a glass screen that has been placed in front of the camera itself. Notice how he never obscures it with his body. Now, you may think that this is an old and never utilized technique anymore, and you'd be right to an extent, but it is far less ancient technology than you'd think. It was even used in Star Wars on many occasions. In this example, that bottomless pit, you guessed it, a matte painting. While we're on the subject, Star Wars is a fantastic example of great VFX and CGI in the later installations, even if some characters weren't all that well liked. Regardless of George Lucas's character writing, the CGI on characters such as Jar Jar, C-3PO, and of course General Grievous were groundbreaking at the time and still hold up very well to this day. So, to answer the question, what is VFX? Well, in the broad sense, visual effects is an art form in which imagery is created or manipulated outside of the context of a live-action shot in a film. Integrating CG or false elements into the footage is termed as VFX. From my own adventures into the world of visual effects, I've learned many interesting techniques, namely, the use of camera tracking, as you can see in this footage, and a slightly more advanced lighting technique called HDRI mapping, which is to take a 360-degree photo of a location at different exposures and combine those together to get a HDR file. This file can be used in 3D software to generate lighting and reflections for the user automatically, giving one of the most realistic visuals possible. Using these techniques, I created a small visual effects short. What you can see here is that exact same short, but I have created almost like a square window into the actual VFX side of it, so you can get a comparison between the real footage and the added in effects by myself. So, to conclude, VFX is one of the most integral skill sets when it comes to making modern movies, especially those that contain powerful and dramatic moments that can't be conveyed without it, whether that be due to budget constraints or quite literally something being physically impossible. The films you see on the silver screen, disaster films, sci-fi films, superheroes and much more, are all only possible due to the VFX artists behind the scenes putting in every ounce of detail that you will only notice subliminally, just so that you'll believe that, hey, that explosion looks real, or that person can fly, or even to just make you say, wow. But that's not all. It's also used in car chases. Everything including the cars is usually CGI, and even buildings and backdrops in many films. Some VFX artists are able to change the tone of a scene or even its location and you wouldn't notice one bit. Not a single moment would anyone in the audience point to a brick on a wall and go, that brick ain't real, completely unwatchable. They're able to replicate and enhance reality for the films. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that most people would say that that's quite the impressive feat to say you can do. Hi, I'm a VFX artist and I can enhance reality itself. I'm getting carried away. Or was that just more VFX magic? Who's to say? We can't tell, nobody can. Okay, well no, that was audio, so not VFX, but regardless. Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm learning how to manipulate reality. Goodbye.